Today's workforce demands more from their jobs than ever before. That is to say, they demand a lot more than simply a paycheck and benefits. Today's employees want job opportunities that have meaning, career paths that are challenging, and an atmosphere where they can thrive personally as well as professionally. With the rise of the millennial generation in the workplace, this has become known colloquially as work-life balance. However, what does work-life balance really mean? Why is it so important for employee happiness? And how can you foster a healthy work-life balance at your organization? Read on to learn more. Create a work culture that supports physical and mental health. Workers who are healthy both physically and mentally are going to be more productive, more creative, and more satisfied with their jobs. That's why it's crucial to create a work environment that promotes physical and mental wellness. Employees who have access to wellness benefits like health and wellness programs, fitness classes, nutritious lunches, and more are going to be healthier and have more energy throughout the day. There are also ways you can design your office to promote wellness. Make sure you have ample natural light and include opportunities for workers to get away from their desks, like nap pods or walk and talk breaks. Allow employees to have flexible work hours. One of the best ways to help workers achieve work-life balance is to offer them the opportunity to have flexible work hours, or even work from home. But don't think that this would only be beneficial to parents or caregivers. Allowing employees to have flexible work hours lets them have more control over their time and how it's spent. This can be especially helpful for the following groups of people, who may be more likely to experience work-life imbalances: those who travel for work, millennials, people with disabilities, and people who work in creative fields. Encourage employees to exercise during the workday. Does your organization offer exercise classes during the workday? If not, maybe it should. Not only could this encourage employees to stay fit, but it can also allow them to distress and focus more clearly on their work. The best part is that, because everyone is exercising together, it can create a supportive, collegial environment where employees can interact with one another in ways that might not happen otherwise. Let employees bring their dogs to work. If your organization is large enough, consider letting employees bring their dogs to work. Not only will this help workers distress, but it can also create a more open and relaxed work environment where employees can feel more comfortable talking to each other. Dogs can also help reduce anxiety and improve overall mood, according to the American Kennel Club. This can especially be helpful for people who work in isolation or who have disabilities that make it difficult to go out in public. Set clear expectations for what's expected at work and what isn't. One of the biggest challenges employees face today is the amount of time they're spending on devices. Between email and Slack, to social media and texts, it can be difficult to disconnect. Let's be honest. We're all guilty of spending too much time on our devices, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the majority of us are grateful to have that additional access. But it can be harmful to people's productivity, as well as their mental health, if they don't have a clear way to manage their time. You can help combat this by setting clear expectations for what's expected at work and what isn't. You can also help employees avoid burnout by setting parameters for how long they're allowed to spend on various devices. Let employees respond to email outside of work hours. Email is an essential part of most jobs these days, but it can also be a source of stress for employees. That's why it's important to let workers set boundaries for when and where they're allowed to respond to emails. Letting workers set parameters for when they receive and respond to emails can help them avoid burnout and stay more balanced outside of work hours. Conclude by reminding everyone of the company's mission and values. One of the best ways to help employees maintain healthy work-life balance is to remind them why they started working for your company in the first place. Let them know that you're committed to creating a more efficient and effective company, but one that also cares deeply about its employees. If you can remind your employees of the original reason they were drawn to this particular job, they're more likely to find satisfaction and happiness in their work. Conclusion. Employee happiness is more crucial than ever before, not only for workers but for businesses as well. As the gig economy continues to grow, and companies increasingly rely on contract workers, it's more important than ever for employees to feel satisfied and happy with their work. Creating a work culture that promotes physical and mental health, offering flexible work hours, encouraging employees to exercise during the workday, letting employees bring their dogs to work, setting clear expectations for what's expected at work and what isn't, and letting employees respond to email outside of work hours are all ways to help foster a healthier, more balanced work environment that is beneficial to both workers and companies.